veil between the different dimensions getting thinner. Our ancestors already experienced that, and that's why they started celebrating Samhain. Samhain was a Celtic festival, and what they would do is they would create these huge fires to they would use fire sort of as a gateway to access the other dimensions and to connect with their loved ones who have passed away, because death is not the end. Death is just a transformation. Just like the caterpillar and the butterfly, the caterpillar is not dead, it just morphs into a butterfly. It's the same thing when a loved one passes away. They're not dead. Their spirit is still with us. It's just in a different form. It's in a light form. It no longer has the dense body, but that doesn't mean that being, that spirit, that soul is not there. Okay, so this is why it's very important for you to connect with your loved ones who've passed away, and also with your ancestors, because we can get so much wisdom. So Belinda, yes, they did dance in front of the fires. So there's many different types of rituals that they did. Thank you, Rai, for adding that YouTube link. You guys can also find the YouTube link in my stories on Instagram. Okay, on my stories on Instagram, yeah. So check us out on YouTube. Okay, so what they would do is they would create these huge fires. And fire is a portal. It's a gateway to connect with other dimensions. That's why I would recommend that all of you guys, for this full moon, I would even recommend that you do this 2 days before full moon. Light a candle for your loved ones who've passed away. So I know a lot of us have had deaths, or may have known of deaths either in our family or loved ones, because of the pandemic. This is a wonderful time to honor them. So when you light a candle, it's like you're lighting the way for that spirit to go transition into the next dimension. Because as we morph from as we transition from the caterpillar to a butterfly, the cocoon phase, that's sort of the phase that beings go through the underworld. And across all different cultures, you always see people, you always see these cultures honoring the underworld passage. So the Egyptians, that would be the mummification process, where they would bury them with crystals. They would bury the mummies with their pets, with like pots, with different things. They did this in China, in Japan. They did this in the Mayans did this, the Aztecs did this, the Incas did this. I mean, literally, it was happened in the Middle East, in Russia. Like this journey through the underworld has been seen across all cultures. Okay, and so that's why we light a candle for our loved ones who are moving on and who are transitioning. So can you turn that around? It's actually distracting. Honey's like putting another screen next to me. So I'm seeing like two versions of me, which is funny because we're talking about different dimensions, right? And we are existing in different dimensions. So that's why I would definitely recommend light a candle. Also, some people are really pressed on what type of color candle it is. Just use whatever candle you have. I always like to use white candles whenever I'm lighting it for a loved one, or for a spirit guide or something like that. So I would definitely recommend use any color candle that you feel resonates with you. White is a really great choice. You can't go wrong with white, because it encompasses all of the lights of the spectrum, so it's perfect. But just choose what is easiest for you to have. Okay, so that's what you want to do for your full moon / Halloween / Samhain / Dia de los Muertos ritual. Okay, so when I'm talking about Halloween is just a modern version of Samhain and Dia de los Muertos. So Samhain, some of you guys may have seen it. It's spelled Samhain. So it sounds like Samhain, but it's pronounced Samhain. I kept saying it for a long time. I kept saying it wrong for a long time. But basically, that was the original Celtic festival. And then the Catholic Church, when the Catholic Church started to spread and conquer the world, they sort of changed Samhain to All Saints Day, and that's exactly what happened in Latin America as well. So that's what led to Dia de los Muertos. Originally, the Aztecs used to honor the dead, just like the Celtics used to honor the dead around this time period. But the Aztecs did it in August, and they would celebrate the goddess of death. And her name is super complicated. It's like 13 letters, and I just can't say it, so I'm not even gonna try. But you can Google her. She's a goddess of death. And so when the Catholic Church was conquering the world and spreading its religion, it changed these pagan, these Wiccan, these native cultures, their rituals. It changed them into a Catholic ritual known as All Saints Day. Okay, so Halloween stemmed from these pagan and native holidays, okay, where it's really, our ancestors already knew that the veil between the different dimensions was getting thinner, and so that's why they would celebrate them around that time. And that's why you're going to be having vivid dreams, because the gateways between the different dimensions is going to be thin. So right now is a really good time for you to use your intuition, okay? Your intuition is going to be so high this week. You're just gonna know. You're just gonna know things. You're gonna be like, how do I know this? It's because your intuition is on point. Okay. So what can you do to take make the most of this powerful time? I would recommend that throughout this week, especially the veil will especially be very thin between October 27th and November 3rd. So between those dates, I would definitely recommend that you practice divination. Divination is basically when you try to get answers, when you try to get information from the other realms, right? And so one of the ways that you can do that is by automatic writing. Okay, so with automatic writing, I've talked about this before, but basically with automatic writing, what you do is, actually, no, I have the music. So, I always like to play music. Music is also going to be a part of your ceremonies, okay? So I'll talk about the music part in a little bit. But what you want to do is you want to use your intuition, because your intuition is going to be very heightened this week. So I would recommend that you practice automatic writing. So for automatic writing, is basically you just think of a question that you have, right? Let's just say, think about a question that you have, or think about a loved one who you want to connect with, okay? Just think about them, and then just set the intention that you're connecting with them. I always recommend any type of energy work that you are doing, always put yourself in a pyramid, okay? So you always want to visualize that you're sitting inside of a pyramid, okay? You don't have to physically have a pyramid, just create a gold pyramid of light around you, okay? And as you create this gold pyramid of light, when you're doing any type of divination work, right, when you're connecting with your intuition, you want to make sure that you're setting the intention that only the highest vibrations for your highest good will come in through the pyramid. Because the veil between the different dimensions is thin, there's going to be a lot of spirits roaming around the streets. There's going to be a lot of spirits visiting, okay? So you want to make sure that you're connecting with the right spirits. You want to make sure that you're connecting with friendly spirits who are here to help you for your highest good. So that's why you just want to visualize yourself inside of a pyramid, okay? You can also visualize yourself inside of the Sri Yantra, the Metatron's Cube. I'm wearing the Metatron's Cube right now, this shape. So you can visualize yourself in those shapes and then practice automatic writing. Ask a question, or you can even just set the intention that I want to get information from my uncle who passed away. Okay, so have your uncle's name, and then just allow your hand to write. Just start to write, because the easiest way to do this is through meditation. So first, just take a few deep breaths and focus on your breath, and then just start writing, and just don't judge anything that's coming out, because that's the ego. Whenever you notice yourself judging, just know that that's ego, and just tell ego to sit aside, because this is time for you and your spirit to connect, okay? So just start writing, and you're going to start to write things that you couldn't know. Like, you're gonna get information that there's impossible for you to know, because it's coming from the different dimensions. It's coming from the higher realms, okay? It's coming from your spirit guides and our loved ones who have passed away. our ancestors, they are also our spirit guides, okay? And for a long time, I really rejected that. I really rejected connecting with my ancestors because I just thought that was old information and it's irrelevant to my modern day life, but that couldn't be further from the truth. And I'm gonna be talking about why it's so important for us to connect with our ancestors, because we are stuck in family karmic cycles. When we reincarnate, I'll talk about that later, but this full moon is very important for us to release our families from our karmic cycles, okay? So that's one thing you want to do for divination, automatic writing, okay? Something else that you can do is use pendulums, okay? We sell pendulums on our website. They're all activated, or maybe you already have one. With a pendulum, it gives you answers. It swings yes or no, but there's another way that you can get answers to multiple choice questions. You can even spell out things. So you can use pendulums. That's a wonderful way to practice divination. Okay, crystals. I don't know if you guys have you guys heard about scrying? Scrying is basically the most famous depiction of this is when you look into a crystal ball. You look into a crystal ball, and then you close your eyes, and then you keep them open, and you go into the crystal and you get information from the crystal. Okay, so it doesn't have to be a crystal ball. You can do it with a pyramid like this. You can do it with any crystal. I mean, I have this crystal here. You can practice divination with this crystal. You just really need a gateway into the crystal, okay? So you can practice divination that way. Also, I've been showing you guys my pyramid a lot because we're doing a giveaway. So all you have to do to enter this giveaway, you're gonna get a free activated amethyst crystal pyramid. Just subscribe to our channel, comment on our videos, and you're going to be entered in to win a pyramid. This was used in the ceremonies that we did in Mount Shasta, which is the root chakra of Mother Earth, and we did a ceremony with the star seeds. So this is activated with star seed energy. Okay, so we'll have a lucky winner on December 1st. Okay, so what else can you do to practice divination during this heightened period where we're going to have so much energy flowing in? If you have tarot cards, if you have oracle cards, this is a good time to use them. Again, between October 28th to October 27th to October 3rd, okay? Use oracle cards or tarot cards because you're going to be able to get so much information for yourself, or if you read cards for other people. The information will be so scarily accurate, like it'll blow your mind. Every time I read cards, I just blow my clients' minds away. I blow my own mind away because it's so precise. Okay, so just ask questions using your cards if you have them. Okay, if you don't have any of these tools, you can always just practice divination through meditation. That is how I get all of what I share with you guys. I get it through meditation. You just want to connect with beings, with your ancestors, with your spirit guides, with your angels, with your starseed family. Connect with them through meditation, and you're going to be able to get so much information from them. I love that. Super Sayings 111. I love that. 111 new beginnings. So giving gratitude for these new beginnings. Okay, so that is such a good segue to talking about karmic cycles, right? Because we are born into families, and you chose to be born into that specific family. Whether you know this or not, you chose your parents, you chose the family that you wanted to be born into, okay? And so because you're a light warrior, because you're this shining beam of light, you're this star seed, you came into your family because you wanted to help your family sort of end the karmic cycles, okay? And so even though you may not have actively, let's say a karmic cycle in your family is alcoholism. Okay, let's say you have not experienced alcoholism, but your parents, your grandparents, your great-grandparents had a history of alcoholism. That is a sign. That's a sign that your family is stuck in a karmic cycle because they're using alcohol to learn certain lessons. Okay, so here's what you can do. You can go and break that cycle. It doesn't have to be alcoholism. It can be something related to weight. It can be related to finances, like if your family is constantly in debt, or if your family is constantly having health issues. Like this is getting passed down through the lines. And so even though you may not experience it in this lifetime yet, you will come up to experience it because that DNA is inside of you. And so what you can do is you really want to break these karmic cycles, because when you incarnate, we and I someone also put, I read adoption real quick. I couldn't read the whole thing, but also you knew that that was going to happen. Like you knew that you were going to choose another set of parents, okay? And so you just want to ask, what is the, like, why did I choose to experience this, okay? And so I love this. There's like 111 and then there's 11 likes. I love this so much. So many, and this is a sign from our angels, you know. This is not by any chance that I'm talking about karmic cycles and we're seeing 111 and 11. Again, 1 is the number of new beginnings, and this is why you were born in this specific time in human history, because you are coming in with a specific DNA code. You're coming in with light codes. You're coming in with information in your body, in your wisdom, and you're here to break those karmic cycles. You're here to end all that karma for your family, okay? So one of the things that you can do that, right, to sort of break these karmic cycles is, like I mentioned earlier, you light a candle. So earlier today, I lit a candle for Walter Wallace. So I lit a candle for Walter Wallace and his family. So Walter Wallace is this 27-year-old man who had mental health issues, and he was shot more than 10 times by cops in Philadelphia. And so I just wanted to light a candle so he could have a smooth transition, and light a candle also to shine light on his family, you know. And so whenever you see something happen around the world, like be like deaths, or it would be from the pandemic, you can also light a candle for these situations. And because even though I don't like physically know, I never met Wallace, we are all interconnected because we are all connected by this web of life. We are one. And so when we light this, we're also lighting it for ourselves. So it's very important because we're all sharing all this karma together. It's a collective karma, right? And so it's very important that we break these cycles so we don't have to continue to see death and injustice, structural injustice in our society anymore. Okay, and again, all of these things are rising up because we're meant to purge them. We're meant to get rid of them. Structural racism was always there, but now it's being filmed, and that's why more people are finding out about it. Again, it's rising up to the surface so it can be purged and healed, so we can end that karmic cycle and we can start a new society where structural racism does not happen and everyone's free and safe and equal. Okay, so what you want to do is to honor your ancestors, to connect with your ancestors. And when I talk about ancestors, like I did that earlier today, and I didn't even meet some of my ancestors, right? Like my great grandma. But it's not important for you to know what their name was or what their face was like. Just set the intention that you're lighting it for your family lineage. Also, the way that I was raised, we were, so my family is in South America, so we celebrate Dia de los, it's not Dia de los Muertos because that's the Mexican holiday, but we celebrate Todos Santos, which is All Saints Day. And so what we do is we put up pictures of our loved ones who have passed away. So right now I have 3 pictures of loved ones who have passed away these past 2 years. And you put up pictures of your loved ones who have passed away. And then you sort of like create meals for them. So you can bake cookies, you can cook their favorite meal, you can put a little shot of their favorite drink, or you know, whatever they like to enjoy when they were here. And so you put that on your altar, and it's there for them to enjoy that. What you can also do is, this was really beautiful because I only found out about this from my 7-year-old cousin who's in South America right now. And I called her because I was like asking her about, like, you know, what else does grandma do? And so she told me that they actually bake cookies representing the sun and the moon. So the sun represents light, and the moon also represents light at night. And so I thought that was super beautiful. So I'm gonna be baking some cookies over these next 2 days. I'm gonna be baking the sun and the moon to shine light for them on their journey, right? Because again, when death happens, we go through the underworld, right? We go through this period of darkness to go up into the light again. So we transition through the different dimensions, and so it was really cool because my little cousin also told me that they build stairs. So they make cookies, they make stairs out of cookies, and so that was really cool. My baking skills are not that great yet, so I'm not even gonna try the stairs, but I'm gonna give the sun and the moon a chance. Like, so, you know, have some fun, make it your own, okay? And all the tips that I'm sharing with you, like, these are starting points. You need to make your practice yours. Like, use your creativity, because you're a creative being, and you're also channeling your own information. You're getting all this wisdom, so just, you know, use these as starting points and then make it your own. Create your own altar. But that's what I'm doing for my altar. I have pictures of my loved ones who passed away, and then I'm gonna set like something that they enjoyed, bake some cookies. Also, always put a candle, definitely, because you want to light the way for your loved ones. And for if you have ancestors who you don't know what they look like or their names, right, like great 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 grandma, then what I did is I just set the intention that I light incense. I light incense for all my ancestors, so even those people who I never even met. Okay, so I light that for them, and I know that they enjoy it. I know that they enjoy it. I can feel it, because I did it for one friend who was like transitioning, and then she texted me the next day, and she was like, I felt something, and I was like, oh, I lit incense for you. And she was like, oh, that's strange, because I felt it all the way up my spine. So the beings will feel that, okay? So again, why do we do this? Because the veil between the different dimensions is thin during this time, so spirits come back to visit because those gates are opened. So it's easier for your loved ones to come and visit. It's easier for them. Okay, so you want to invite them to your space, in a very loving way, in a very welcoming way. I would also recommend that you get some black tourmaline. So we have like black tourmaline pyramids. You can find those on our website, or you could just use raw black tourmaline, or you can use obsidian, shungite, any dark stones. Put them on your altar as well, and just set the intention that that crystal is going to filter out any distortions. So, you know, again, there's going to be a lot of different spirits roaming around because the gates are open. So you would just want to make sure that you're inviting friendly spirits into your home. And that's why I always use a pyramid, always. I actually create a pyramid around my house. So you can do that during this time. Just visualize that there's a pyramid around your house. Okay, so what else can you do to honor your loved ones? Okay, you can also play music for them. So any music that they enjoyed while you know, they were here on earth, play that music. You know, do it as an offering for them. You can play singing bowls, you can play binaural beats, something like that. So you can try doing that. What you can also do is if you have singing bowls, or if you have a drum. I have a drum. Maybe I'll play it for you guys one day. But you can play the drum. You can play singing bowls for them. They will love that. And just set the intention that, you know, you're sharing these soothing, these healing energies with them. Okay. And so what else? Okay, for your altar, how do you create an altar? So to create an altar, again, use your intuition, like, because you, trust me, you have already done all of this work before. You're a healer, you're a light leader, and so you've had spiritual leadership positions in the past, so that's why you're drawn to this. Okay, so just tap into that wisdom that you have from your past lives and just see what you want to do, because what you're going to want to do is going to be the right thing. Okay, so in general, like what I like to do in my altar, I will be placing some flowers. The flowers at Vaughn's at the grocery store were really dry, so I couldn't buy them, but I'm going to be placing orange flowers, again, Halloween orange, also the fall. And also orange represents the sacral chakra, creation, and I just like orange because I'm a fire keeper and I love fire, and so just to, again, going on that theme of lighting the way for them. So I'm going to be using orange flowers. You can use white flowers, or if the loved one that you are honoring, if they like the specific flower, then use that type of flower. That'll be the best. okay? And then what you also want to put is you want to maybe put crystals. I'm going to be creating a crystal grid on my altar for my ancestors who I have not met. And my intention for my crystal grid, you always have to have an intention for a crystal grid. I'm actually writing a book about crystals. It'll be published soon, so fingers crossed. And I talk about crystal grids, how to create them there. But whenever you're making a crystal grid, what you want to do is you want to just set an intention. You know, why are you creating that crystal grid? And just create it as a love offering for your ancestors and to get wisdom from your ancestors. Because ancestors and you know, those people who have crossed the veil, they are no longer like humans, so they have so much wisdom. They are just like your spirit guides. Spirit guides are able to fly and able to see the future and able to like just have so much wisdom about so many things. Same thing with your loved ones who have crossed the veil. They are no longer like human. They have these supernatural abilities, and so you want to get as much wisdom from them and guidance from them as possible. And so we're going to be actually hosting a full moon meditation this Thursday where I will guide you, and we'll do a ceremony for you to connect with your loved ones and your ancestors for healing and to get direct guidance from them, right? Because they're able to see so much more than we are. So if you're interested in joining that, you can click the link in our bio on Instagram, okay? So let's talk about these karmic cycles, okay? Because I think this is such an important topic that we need to just really focus on in 2020. Like 2020 is bringing up all the corruption, all the toxicity of the earth. You know, it's bringing up all of the illusion up to the surface, so that it can be purged and cleansed. So that's why I really recommend that you do a lot of karmic release and karmic healing during this year, because it's just so much easier to do it. Because if you think about it, we have not had a blue moon on Halloween in 76 years. Okay, this is very rare what we're about to experience, the full moon on the 31st, and so you want to work with it. So we had the full moon on October 1st, and that was like to get rid of anything that's blocking our new beginnings. And now we're having the full moon on the 31st of October to help. The 31st is the last day, so it's to release all that stuff that we've been holding on to. So what I would recommend that you do is just like look back in your family line, see if there's any issues that your family has struggled with, like financial issues, emotional issues, relationship issues, career issues, etc. And like try to trace it back as much as you can. And that's how you'll know what type of karmic healing needs to happen. So one of the things is like when we reincarnate, I need to show you guys I need to show a visual of this. So give me a second, okay? Okay, it's so much easier when I just show you this with visuals, okay? So imagine that if I light this candle, right, you'll be able to see the light throughout all of the sides here. And so this central flame, like that's your soul, okay? And then the lights outside of here, this is an example that a really beautiful teacher shared with me. The lights out here, this is all the fractals. These are all the versions of you, okay? You can even see it in the Sri Yantra here. These are 9 interlocking triangles, but they're making so many different triangles here. And so with sacred geometry, even the flower of life, when we reincarnate together with other people. It's like your soul family. Sometimes they are in your immediate family, like your brother, your mother, your aunt, etc. Sometimes they're a friend, or sometimes they're a partner, they're a coworker, whatever, okay? But when we reincarnate into a family, it's like we pick up that family's karma. We pick up that lineage's karma. And so it's like we're in a circle, right? We're in a circle, and we need to break this cycle. Otherwise, the whole family, like your children, your great grandchildren, etc., they will keep just playing on this circle, and you yourself will be just on this circle forever, you know? And so you need to get out of that karmic cycle and just take the lessons that came with the alcoholism pain, the financial pain, the relationship pain, whatever it is that your family has dealt with. Take the lesson and just set the intention that you're done with that cycle, and then you'll stop going on this hamster wheel, because you don't need to go, because you already learned the lesson. And then you'll just move over to another circle here, and then you eventually you keep going you go from the outer circle to the inner circle, and there is where it's perfect harmony. The center point here, that's perfect harmony. If we look at the center point of the candle, that's like the embodiment of all the light inside. And so that's what the goal is for you, returning to like your pure essence, like you returning to your enlightenment, because you're already enlightened. You just need to become aware of it, right? It's like we're peeling back onion layers, and part of that is we're peeling back onion layers of our karma that we've been like just playing out over and over again for hundreds and hundreds of years. Okay, so that's just something that you can do for this full moon. And this full moon is in Taurus, so Taurus is a very grounding sign, and definitely spend some time out in nature. That will be really awesome. To help you to really leverage these powerful energies, because at times it can be overwhelming. At times these energies can be overwhelming. So I'll give you an example. Like for my family, there's been mediumship passed down through our lineage. So I come from a family of mediums, and so the men in my family have not been able to ground this hypersensitivity, right? Because they're able to see all these different beings, right? Like imagine seeing dragons, chameleons, like all these different beings, and people are gonna think you're crazy. And so the men in my family, like all the way down, like they turned to alcohol because they just couldn't control like all the different energies coming in. And so again, it's very important that you ground this energy down. Like between October 27th and November 3rd, the energy will be very high. So you want to make sure that you're grounded. You're grounded because the energy will be super, super high. But this is also a really good thing because we're able to get so much more information. So you definitely want to work with it. So there's like so many ways that you can work with it. Like I explained, you can use automatic writing, you can use pendulums, you can use crystals for scrying, you can use oracle cards, tarot cards, meditation. I mean, there's just so much that you can do. And so definitely work with this, because again, we haven't had this since 1994, and this is a really powerful opportunity for you to release your family's karma, because then you don't have to keep replaying those cycles. And so if you want to join us, we're going to be doing a full moon ceremony this Thursday. It's going to be on Zoom. So it's going to be basically I'll be guiding you through the process, and it's going to be a ceremony with people from around the world where we're just going to connect with our ancestors, connect with our loved ones who have passed away, so that we can heal those relationships. Because sometimes when our loved ones have passed away, sometimes we couldn't say everything that we wanted to say. So this is an awesome opportunity for you to connect with them and, you know, say whatever you want to say to them, and also to get guidance from them. Yes, this live stream is going to be saved, but the full moon ceremony, that's going to be on Zoom. It's not going to be on YouTube. So you'll be connecting with your loved ones, with your ancestors, and you'll also be getting guidance from them. But I will also lead you through a karmic healing exercise where you can actually do this karmic healing together. And again, when you do a meditation, when you do a ritual, when you do a ceremony in a group, it's 3 times more powerful. The meditation and ceremony will be at 5:30 p.m. PST. It's going to be on Zoom. So Honey will add the link here so you guys can join. And I'm really excited too because I'm going to be coming in costume because it's Halloween, so costumes are encouraged. We're possibly going to have a full moon party after, like a virtual full moon party, because I know a lot of people are bummed that we can't go out for Halloween this year. So we might do something virtual, so I'm working on that, but definitely costumes are encouraged for our ceremony on Thursday. It's going to be really powerful because this is the first full moon that we're all connecting with our ancestors, and especially during this portal, like the amount of energy, healing, and wisdom, like the guidance that's going to come in, I can already feel it, and it's going to be so amazing. Yeah, I'm not sure what time it's going to be in Norway, but if you sign up, if you can't attend live, you will also get a recording. So you get a channeled meditation, you get the recording, because you have to do the recording 3 times. You have to do it the first day before full moon, then the day before full moon, and then the day of full moon. Because what I recommend for all of you guys, even if you're not joining our full moon ceremony this Thursday, that whatever ritual that you're going to do or ceremony that you're going to have, that try to do it with someone else so that it's 3 times more powerful. And also try to do it before the moon goes completely full. So the moon goes completely full on October 31st at 7:49 a.m. PST. So that means that you want to do your full moon ceremony, meditation, ritual, whatever it is that you want to practice. You want to do it before, I don't know why I'm using my hand when I have a moon right here. So you want to do the full moon ritual before the moon goes completely full. And the reason is because you want to make sure that you get as much light for your ceremony and ritual as possible. So that's why you want to do it right before, so you get as much light as possible from the moon. Again, this one is going to be really powerful because we're going to be doing it with the different dimensions, and you're, as part of, if you're joining us, you're going to get the recording, and you're also going to get an oracle card reading for the group. So it's not personal; it's just like one card reading for all of the group, but it's going to be tailored to the energy of the group. I'm basically going to be giving you guidance for November, so that's also really exciting. And of course, as with every purchase from us, you will get a portion of all profits will be donated to a local NGO. So previously we were sponsoring a local NGO in Yemen because they're dealing with a famine crisis, but now we're switching it up. So we're going to be supporting entrepreneurs in Ecuador, so I'm super excited about that. And when we choose the NGOs that we support, I used to work at NGOs, so I know where the money tends to get stuck in bureaucracy. So the NGOs that we support, we make sure that all the money is going directly to help the people on the ground. So I hope you guys can join us. So, we help entrepreneurs in Ecuador, and also so that you can connect with your loved ones and your ancestors. So I can answer your questions now. If you guys have any questions, I'm happy to answer them now. So you can add them on the chat. So, okay. So let me know, do you guys have any questions? I shared a lot. I guess you guys are overwhelmed because the veil between different dimensions is so thin. So we're all getting so much information right now. But let me know if you have any information, if you have any questions. Again, this is going to be a very, very powerful full moon. So you definitely want to make sure you work with it. Even if you don't join us for our full moon ceremony this Thursday, just do it by yourself. The price, so it's $22 for the group ceremony. And again, you get the live channeled ceremony, you get a recording, you get a group card reading, and a portion of all profits are donated to a local NGO, and you get access to our private Facebook community where I continuously share more tips and resources with you, and energy updates as well. So you get access to that private group as well. Yes, so first we're gonna do the live ceremony together on Thursday, and then I will send you the recording so that you can do it by yourself for the other days, because you want to work with this portal as much as possible. That's why the ceremony is on the 28th. So you can do it 28th, 29th, and 30th, right before the moon goes completely full. Because again, you want to use as much light as possible. Also, because we're going to be doing the ceremony to connect with our loved ones and our ancestors, we have a lot of ancestors. They have a lot of wisdom. So if you listen to it 3 times, you'll be able to connect with different types of ancestors to get different types of guidance and wisdom. So the Love Queen, if you want to join our ceremony, you can, I think Honey added the link in the description, in the chat here. So you can post it there. You can click that, or you can go to, I'll add it to the description of this video, or you can go on our Instagram and click the link in our bio. Okay, so should we do the full moon ritual that's on Thursday every day? Yes, I would recommend that every day for like the next until November 2nd, because that's when the portal kind of closes. If I never meditated before, how can I manifest? You're always manifesting. You don't have to manifest from meditation. Every single thought, every single word that you're saying is a manifestation. You're a divine creator constantly. Is your adopted family part of your ancestral line too, or just biological family? So your adopted family is also a part of it. It's a different type of connection, but it is also a part of your family, because you chose them before you were born. You chose them as well. So I would recommend that you connect with both sides of them. When are we supposed to do our ritual? What time? Before the moon is full? Yes, before the moon is full. That's what I said. And the moon goes full on October 31st at 7:49 a.m. So Carol, you will get the Zoom info. I will email you tomorrow with the Zoom link. And also, costumes are encouraged for our ceremony. It might turn into a dance party after we do the ceremony. So I'm waiting to hear back from some DJs, so we'll keep you guys posted. So how long does it take for you to get into meditation? Sometimes I feel like I'm just sitting there. It's going to take you so much, it's going to be so much faster. So for me, usually, like, I've been meditating like almost every single day, like for the past few years. But when these portals happen, like the portal that we're having now, you will get into a meditative state like this because the connection will already be there. So it'll be much faster. And if you are new to meditation, we have a bunch of powerful alchemy meditations here on our YouTube channel. So you can check them out. I'm grateful for you too, Ray. If I don't have any space for an altar, all I have is a lit candle for them. I would say like create space for an altar, use a bookshelf, find a space for them and put a crystal and a candle there. If you don't have a picture, then that's fine. You can just put a crystal there or something that you want to share with them, like incense. Oh, I'm so happy, Valerie, that your daughters are listening to the meditation because they're doing powerful healing. The 28th is tomorrow. Is it tomorrow or Thursday? So the meditation is on Thursday. Should we charge our water by speaking to it? Yes, that's a great practice. Yeah, you can hold it close to your heart as well. That's really awesome. Yes, so the meditation is on Thursday the 29th. Yeah, so the veil will start to get thin between October 27th and November 3rd, because it's not like the portal, like the gates open and close, like it doesn't really work that way. It's sort of like, it's like a gradual thing. That's why the window is usually 3 days in between, before and after. Yes, you can do your ritual the night of the 30th, definitely. So, hey Linda, so we're going to be having our astral projection class, maybe in December, maybe in January. I'm not very sure what day when the astral projection class will be next, but it's going to be either December or January, and so you can only take the astral projection class if you meditate at least 3 times a week for 6 weeks minimum, because that will make sure that you're able to handle what's up in the astral plane, and also it'll help you to just have a better experience as well, so that you get results. But we're going to be having an alchemy healing class probably in late November or early December, so keep an eye out for that. I'm excited for that. Is it a good idea to protect each corner of our home with protective stones? I would just, instead of looking at it as protection, I would just set the intention that it's filtering out distortion, because it's, when you're saying like protection, you're already sort of creating the entities, you're already creating the stuff that you need to be protected against. So you could just rephrase it, consider rephrasing it, or find something that resonates with you, because when we come from a space of protection, it almost always is from a space of fear. So you don't want to be afraid of anything, because we create a lot of the entities that we attract. So I would recommend that, yes, you can. Like, we have pyramids around the house. So we have pyramids around the house because pyramids, again, these are for filtering out distortion. So you can think about it as protection, or it's a filter, to filter out any energies that are not for your highest good. That's the way that I program the crystals, the way that they are activated. And so you can use black crystals in the corners of your house. Yeah, that's a great idea. I'd definitely recommend to put black crystals near the front door, because that's definitely an area you want to make sure that the energy is very clean in that area. So how can I be notified of the astral projection class? We have a listserv. We have an email listserv, so you can join our email listserv. Just go to our website, goldenagealchemy.com, and just get added to that. Do you have any recommended crystals during the ritual? So I would recommend black tourmaline, shungite, obsidian, pneumite, quartz will be really good, amethyst will be really good, ancestralite will be awesome for this, kyanite and larimar as well. If I don't have a picture of my grandma and no crystals either, can I use a white candle in her altar? Yeah, that would be a good practice. Let me see. Is it necessary to put salt all over the windows and windows to protect from bad spirits? I don't do that, again, because it's not coming out of fear. I use energy, so I create an energetic pyramid around my house. And I actually use other sacred shapes as well to make sure that nothing is coming into my house that's not for me or Honey's or Avatar's greatest good. So but if you want to use salt, you can do that, because salt is very cleansing and it purifies. So you can use that if it resonates with you. But again, just really like focus on the core belief that don't be afraid, because if you're afraid, then you're attracting that. It's like your fear is food to these not friendly spirits. Okay, so just keep that in mind. I was gonna say something else, but I totally forgot about that. Let me see. Oh, also, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Okay, so everyone's familiar with Halloween and how we carve pumpkins. You see the scary pumpkins, right? So that actually came from Samhain, the Celtic festival. So Samhain was the Celtic New Year's Eve, where they would celebrate the end of harvest, and they would be entering the dark cycle, the winter. And so what they did is they carved pumpkins, and they look scary because they were meant to protect the house and make protect the house from these not friendly spirits. So that's why they have these scary looking faces. So I think that's cool of how that got passed down to Halloween. It's the same thing like in Asia or in Latin America, or if you go to Ireland, where you will see like these tigers and lions and dragons and all of these even mythical creatures, like the Naga, in front of the temples to ward off not friendly spirits. So it's cool that the pumpkin got there that way. So let me see. Any guidance on how to recover memory? I have trauma that is a block of my memory from my childhood. I only remember some small pieces. I feel like this is holding me back from channeling my higher self. I would recommend that you do the Ho'oponopono. So do the Ho'oponopono with your inner child, and that will help a lot. And also just like, just send some healing to that timeline as well. That'll be really good. Any tips to remembering our vivid dreams? Yeah, Sherry, I think you took our astral projection class, right? So use the technique that I shared there, the one right before you go to bed. So what kind of frequencies are good to listen to this time? I would recommend 936 hertz. I love that one, and that one's like for your pineal gland. 432 hertz will also be a really good one to listen to. Is it okay to only have an altar up during the period and take it out after the third? Yes, listen to your intuition. Just like see what feels right with you. Do you recommend painting the runes on your plexus as a filter during this days until November? Again, I don't think it's necessary for like us to like protect ourselves, because you can just ask your ancestors to protect you and your spirit guides to protect you. I mean, not to protect you, but to, you know, filter out anything that's not for your highest good. But if you want to paint a rune on yourself, I'm not familiar with that specific rune, but if you want to paint that on yourself, I think that sounds awesome. Personally, I think that would be really cool. I'm planning to paint more sacred geometry soon, so I'm going to be setting aside some time to just paint a lot of sacred geometry, so I'm excited for that, because these are little portals themselves. I actually took this to Egypt with me, so it's like charged. I took it into the temples with me, so it's its own little portal, and it's cool. So I hope you guys have an amazing full moon. Thanks for your awesome questions. And remember to subscribe, to comment, to be entered into the giveaway, where we're going to be giving away a specific, we're going to be giving away a pyramid. Also, if you want to join our full moon ceremony, it's going to be really powerful and very beautiful, because we're going to be getting a lot of guidance and healing from our loved ones, and really break this karmic cycle so that we don't have to go on this karmic wheel over and over and over again, and really suffer through all these family dramas that we've been already going and playing with for hundreds of years. So if you want to join that, you can click the link in our bio on Instagram, or I think Honey added it to the chat here, so you can also join us that way. And I hope you guys have an amazing full moon. Like, you know, have fun. Again, use these rituals as starting points, and really make them yours. You know, really work with this powerful energy, because the information is just coming in. I even started to feel it on Monday. So I always bless my food. And when I was blessing my food, I could feel, when I was blessing my food, the energy was so like concentrated. It was so intense in a powerful way, like in a good way. And like even today when I did my meditation, I got into the samadhi state. I got into like a very deep meditation very quickly. Just so use this time, make sure you're working with this energy, make sure you're doing a lot of healing, getting a lot of insights, and just like really tuning into your intuition. So just a friendly reminder to look inside of yourself for the answers, because that's where the answers are. The answers are not out here on YouTube. The answers are not with me. I'm just here to remind you what you already know. And again, everything that I was just telling you, like I said, you guys are all healers. You guys were spiritual leaders in your previous lifetimes. And when you're reincarnated, like you hit the reset button and you forgot all that. And I'm just here again to remind you that. So I'm just here as a guide to spark that remembering of the wisdom that you have inside. So use this time to connect with yourself, connect with your loved ones, and have an amazing full moon. I hope to see you on Thursday. And if not, I hope you have an awesome meditation, ritual, ceremony, whatever you decide to do, and just have fun with it. Don't worry. A lot of you guys were posting about things about, you know, how do we protect our home and stuff. You know, just set the intention that you will be in a safe space. You know, use a pyramid all around your home. It works wonders. It's super powerful. And just Sage your space too. That would be really good. If you have Palo Santo, if you have incense, if you have sage, cleanse your space in the morning, preferably before noon, and open up the doors and the windows whenever you're doing that, because that will help you a lot, help to cleanse out the energies a lot. So I hope to see you on Thursday, and I hope you guys have an incredible Halloween. Stay posted. We might have a Halloween digital party, virtual party, so that'll be open to everybody. So stay posted on that, and I hope you guys have a beautiful rest of your night. Much love. Take care. Namaste.